Hello and welcome to 18 WJTS in.form. Well, every Saturday now through sometime in October is the Jasper Farmers Market. It's open on Saturday mornings. We're going to find out about that in this edition of WJTS in.form. Joining me in the studio is Joe Huddleston. Joe is the director of the Farmers Market. Is that the correct term? Manager? What would you be?
The popular term is market master, but
Market
you can call me
master.
whatever you like.
No, we'll call you Market Master. All right, Market Master Joe, the Jasper's Farmers Market is, it's pretty obvious what the name is, but what all is at the Jasper Farmers Market?
Well, we'll start the season with probably a lot of lettuce, a lot of green beans, some strawberries, and items like that. It's going to be a little bit unpredictable what's going to be there. Speaking to one of the farmers this morning, and the recent cold that we got a couple weeks back, he kind of got afraid for his green beans. But I expect everybody else to be really doing well. I've already got probably 18 seasoned vendors signed up. And seasoned vendors are vendors that have agreed to pay the fee up front and plan to be there as much as possible throughout the season. So that's a pretty good starting number.
So I guess in a way, you need to go to the farmers market every Saturday because you don't know necessarily who's going to be there, because there's some that are there one time, two times, but some that are there all the time. Is that correct?
That's correct. And aside from produce, we have a variety of crafts. We have people that have gemstones or roller stones. My wife sells soap. We have a face painter that shows up periodically. And this year we're introducing more things to keep kids busy while their parents shop around. I've brought with me a coloring book that I ordered from the University of Missouri Extension. It's just got some coloring food stuff. We're going to have coloring book.
Okay.
And we have try to have scavenger hunts and crossword puzzles and things like that, just to keep the kids busy.
Well, I guess maybe we ought to also talk about the logistics so people understand. The farmers market is every Saturday now through?
It'll be every Saturday through October 7th.
Okay. And so as the season changes, there's different things that are there. Is it, for the most part, food products, or is it kind of 50-50? Crafts and food? It
really depends on the Saturday.
Okay.
If the weather is good, it'll be heavier on the produce and food. If the weather isn't as good, you'll see a lot of crafters show up, but it tends to be more heavy food.
And what time does it open and what time does it close?
It starts at 7:30 in the morning and it ends at 11:30.
7:30 to 11:30, and it's around the farm, the train depot in front of it. Is that the best way to look at
it? The green north of the train depot, right there at what is that? Jackson and Third.
Okay, and so if somebody wants to be a vendor, they contact you and they get a space. Is that right? Is that how that works?
That's one way to do it. They can reach me through our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Jasper Indiana Farmers Market. They can reach me through our website, which is jasperfarmersmarket.com. We have our applications available for download. They can just fill those out and mail them to me, or they can just show up that first Saturday they're going to be there, and we'll find a spot for them.
Is there rules, like whatever you sell has to be made, and I don't know, is it locally meaning regional? What if I drive down from Chicago and start selling stuff? How does that work?
As far as our produce is concerned, we expect our vendors to grow their own.
Okay.
With some exceptions, depending on what we can grow regionally, we may allow a few items here or there. A good example would be if one of the school teams wanted to sell lemons. We would allow that and endorse it because we want to support the local schools too. As far as crafts are concerned, you have to make it, or upcycle it, I guess you could say is another term. But
now, are the vendors who are there pretty much all the time? They're probably in the same space every time?
Yes, vendors that were there last year get first dibs on their space this year.
Now, let's say this coming Saturday when I show up, and I guess it could be any Saturday, is it that there will be, I guess it has to be the season then, green beans, it might be cabbage. How many varieties of vegetables will I find there? When I go, am I looking at, just green beans and cabbage today? Or just huge amounts of different things?
We've had everything from watermelon, cantaloupe, rhubarb, squash, different varieties of squash. Hopefully we have someone that's going to bring in their brine pickles, because there are some rules as to what kind of pickles and things like that you can bring in.
Okay, sure.
But yeah, we have a really good variety.
So basically, things that you're going to want for your table, kind of like the farm to table movement, but this is about as grassroots as you get. Either you can go to your neighbor's garden and get some things, or you can go here, and that's basically what you're going to find. And at all pretty good pricing.
Absolutely. I mean, for knowing where it's coming from and being able to discuss with the person that grew it, you can't really do much better. And it isn't just produce. We have beef, we have pork, we have House and Ours bring their bacon. J. Schmidt's Farms have flaxseed grown or flaxseed fed beef.
Okay.
And I mean, we have a large variety of everything. I had a guy show up a couple years ago wanting to sell elk meat.
Okay.
So
you really don't know unless you go. That's really what it needs to be. Is that people need to understand.
Yes.
Where should people park when they come down to the farmers market?
Train Depot is usually open. Every now and then they do have train rides, and parking can be a little tight, but there's always space. I mean, you can park a little downtown and walk over to us and enjoy the local shopping, or you can park at the train depot and work your way north. Either way works for me.
Now, if you are going to buy things at the farmers market, how do you suggest it's paid for? Is it people only taking cash? Will they take checks? How does that work?
Well, we have cash always works. We have some folks that will take checks. We have other folks that have like the little squares or PayPal things where you can slide it. And this year we're introducing some new items called market bucks, and we have a green one here.
Okay.
The green ones are called gift bucks. People can buy these. They can be used as gift cards, and they are redeemable for $1. And this is basically for vendors. Most likely will give these out to encourage shoppers to come back and shop. Shoppers can use them as, buy them and give them to friends to encourage them to shop at the market, and $1 increments. And
so will there be like a booth I can go and say, hey, I want $6 worth of chips?
Yes, this year we're going to set up a host table.
Okay.
And it's going to be manned by me or another vendor or a couple of different vendors, hopefully throughout the season, not just me. We're also introducing another type of token, another type of buck called a fresh buck. And these bucks can only be used on produce items, or not just produce, but produce and food.
Okay.
So not hot food like coffee, but food like muffins, breads, produce,
green
vegetables,
beans, meat. Okay.
And this is to encourage people that may not have easy access to the market. Hopefully we can reduce food insecurity. I'm going to be handing some of these to our local WIC office, the SNAP and things like that, and folks that come to the market that can show me that they're enrolled in those programs. I will sell them $10 worth of tokens for $5 for as long as I have the funds to do so.
Okay.
And I will also sell these to our normal, our regular shoppers as well. If they want to make sure they're, buying some for their kids and want to make sure they go to the market, they can buy some fresh produce.
Okay. And these chips or these tokens, this dollar token doesn't really have an expiration date. So I could buy them this Saturday, and I could buy myself $20 worth of them this Saturday and spend 15 of them, and then still have 5, but can come back the next week or in October.
These will be good. I mean, you buy it, and I will be keeping track of the money that's been invested in the tokens. Okay. So you buy it now, and next year you can still spend it.
Now, if somebody is a vendor, or they think they want to be a vendor, maybe, I'm not a vendor, but for some reason I've got an extra amount of green beans that I did. Can I just come down and say, hey, I've got these green beans, can I have a booth? And I pay a fee?
Yes, it's
right?
$5 every Saturday.
Well, that's not bad at all.
No.
Okay. All right, anything else that you'd like to add? Farmers market?
I've been doing this for 6 years now, and it's a blast every year. My daughter youngest daughter is 9 years old. She's been there every Saturday for the past 5 years. And last year she cried because she was going to miss her friends, and all her friends are much, much older than her. You know, she likes to hang out with some of the older folks that visit out there. And I like to tell folks that it's like a family reunion for me every Saturday, except I like these people.
Yeah, okay. But the farmers market, what a great idea. And this has been going on for a long time. I mean, if you look back to it, farmers markets go way, way back, but the Jasper farmers market has been very successful and has been going on for years.
It started
and has it always been in that same location?
No, it actually started where the Welcome Inn used to be,
Okay.
which is 3rd and Newton. And it was there for a year or two, I believe, and that was back in 2005. And it's gone through a couple of market masters since then, and I've been the market master for the past 6 years.
Well, you do a great job. Good luck with this year's market. All right, Joe Huddleston, the market master for the Jasper Farmers Market, which is open every Saturday morning now through October 7th. Starts at 7:30 in the morning, ends at 11:30. Just go and browse around. It's a great idea, great way just to be kind of local, and that's the beauty of our markets. And I know in the big cities they talk about farmers markets and it's a special thing for them. We've kind of been doing this forever around here, so you can get a little touch of that here. Joe, thank you very much for coming in. Thank you for watching WJTS in Form. We're local people watching local people.